Hello, we're Team H. My name is Bontavi. My team members are Kwong, Brandon, and Karis, and we're going to present an executive overview of our meeting room scheduling software project plan.
Today we're going to be talking about the project scope, schedule, risk analysis and plan, dependencies and constraints, and communication plan.
The goal and objective of this software project is to develop an application to schedule meeting rooms and meeting room equipment for 160 users over 4 locations. The initial project plan allows for software to be completed and delivered within 30 weeks. Within these 30 weeks, our team will deliver 4 project prototypes and a final design, along with requirements, specifications, and a design document for each prototype. We will also deliver a risk analysis plan and a user manual. The official scope statement checklist includes project objective as previously stated, the project deliverables, which include everything that the customer will receive in reviews, meetings, and upon final project delivery, the technical requirements, which are functional characteristics of the project, the technical and realistic limitations of the project and project team, and the reviews and approval of development of the project with the customer.
The schedule shows how much time is going to be spent on this project. The project will start on February 2nd and end on August 31st. It is broken into different completion phases, which are feasibility, requirements, specification, design, implementation, validation, and customer delivery. The feasibility phase determines the feasibility of the software. The requirements specification phase gathers requirements for the different prototypes of the software. The design phase designs documents for implementing the software. The implementation phase implements the code for the software. The validation phase tests the prototypes for bugs and reviews the prototypes with users. And the customer delivery phase trains users on how to use the software and then delivers it to the customer. Resource usage shows the employee budget of when the employees are able to work and how much they will make. It also shows the general budget of other expenses needed for completing this project. The total budget is the employee budget plus the general budget.
Our risk analysis plan involves identifying the risk within step 1. Human risk. Any risk involved by individuals, operational risk, any risk that deals with distribution or obtaining supplies, procedural risk, any risk associated with loss of productivity, financial risk, anything that has to do with the financial health of the company, technical risk, any risk that has to do with failed technology, and natural risk, any threats from weather. We used a risk assessment form to review the events, the likelihood, the impact, the detection difficulty, and when risk can happen. For step 3, we used a response matrix to handle identified risk. Within the matrix, we listed the risk event, the type of response, reduce, avoid, transfer, or retain, the contingency plan on how to deal with the risk, the triggering event, and the predicted cost. The type of control we use to address risk is executing a response plan, allocating a part of the budget to have for risk, monitoring events, and constantly looking for new risks.
The communication plan is to ensure the project team and staff provide relevant, accurate, and consistent project information to project stakeholders and other appropriate audiences. There are 5 audiences in this communication plan: project stakeholder, project core team, project review team, project staff, and project manager. Each audience has different key communication messages to be delivered to them in either meetings or emails, and in different delivery frequencies: biweekly, weekly, monthly, and bi-monthly. The different key communication messages include project plans, status report, project briefing, and changes.
Here we have dependencies and constraints. Dependencies refer to the relationship among tasks that determines which order the tasks will go in. Project constraints are limitations that influence how the project is managed. Constraints are broken down into 4 subcategories: technical constraints, management constraints, inter-project constraints, and date constraints. Technical constraints deals with how exactly the project is run, relating to the dependencies among tasks and any changes those dependencies undergo and the limitations associated with the allocation of resources. Management constraints refer to changes within the workday and work shift management depending on how ahead or behind of schedule the team is. Inter-project constraints relate to external resources required for the project's development. Day constraints deal with pressure put on the team dealing with predetermined deadlines.